so I never know which one is actually live. What's up, guys? Um, totally dropped the ball this week, forgetting that it is Memorial Day weekend, and I probably should not have scheduled a stream for today. Just thinking about it, with everybody being busy. I messaged David asking him if he still wanted to go live this week. David declined, but he did say he would be in the chat, and there he is right there. What's up? Hey, David. I saw that you jumped in at the 11:52 hour, and I wanted to go live at the regular time, the new time, 11:55, but had some things to do. Needed to take Ollie to visit his grandma, his cousins, and stuff like that. Let him get some playtime in, and it just drug on and drug on, and I wasn't going to be able to make the normal start time. So I said, well, let me go. Let me just push it back an hour. Let me do my old start time of 12:55. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to have to leave early, I'm sure. I've got to give Lady Prime a ride to work. She's going to be doing some cleaning at her place of employment. And as I made the joke on Saturday, the even if she doesn't get hired as an insured agent, perhaps they'll hire her on as the custodian, janitor, cleaning lady. So I saw that Cody was here earlier, and once again, I ruined it by pushing the time back. But yeah, what did I tell you, David? We're gonna have to pull the card subject to change, the little bylaw there, the little tagline there at the bottom of like all the wrestling posters and the card lined up. I'm wearing a Dickie jumpsuit too. That's true. That's true. She is. No worries. That was me getting the wrong time anyway. I read a clock. I can read a clock. Or can't read a clock, however. But no, and I saw your little comment there in the chat, and I was like, oh, did I put the wrong time? So I had to go and check that. And a lot of scratchy throat. So my whole plans this weekend kind of just got, not in a bad way, just it's a holiday, but I had a lot of things going on this weekend, and it kind of like, I didn't realize it. So my youngest brother graduated high school this week. So we had that going on. And with that, we had family come from out of town. So I have family in northern Louisiana. And my aunt, Michelle, drove down to go see my brother graduate high school. She's done that she did that for three of the four boys. One of us did not graduate high school, so she did not do that. I'm guessing she's waiting for him to get his GED, and then she'll be there for the GED party. Yeah, so she came down to visit. So we had that going on. I had a cousin come down to visit with her kids. It was her youngest's birthday, and so we were going to do a birthday celebration then. So all kinds of things all happening at the same time. Yes, fabulous. Yeah. And a huge shout out to him because he was like me, just did not like school, hated school. He did, though, this last couple of years, take a liking to some kind of computer course they offered there. He would compete in some 3D animation contest and some kind of computer, whatever the course, whatever thing it was. I can't speak on it directly and think about what it's called. But they would have competitions and stuff, and so he won the district one or the regional one, and he'd gone to state, I believe. So through his dislike of school, at least he found something he can latch himself off to and perhaps continue to pursue into his adult years. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. I don't know. I know he wants to take some time away from school. He's kind of, like I said, he's kind of like me. I did not favor education, and I continued to go to college. I did some courses and whatnot. I think he's going to full on take a break, but we'll see. We'll see. With me, I kind of was required to continue to go to college because I was staying under my dad's health insurance at the time, and you had to be a student once you were 18. I don't think his plan works that way, so he can take some time away and time off. So going back to everybody coming in this weekend, having multiple visits between people. My cousin and her youngest, or I'm sorry, my cousin and her kids wound up not staying as long as they originally intended. They had an issue with one of the kids. So they left. Ollie was sad because he was really excited to play with one of his cousins. So I picked him up, took him out to my mom's yesterday, and let him stay there really, really late into the night. And so I did not order the AEW pay-per-view like I was planning. I've avoided spoilers for the most part with the idea that maybe I'll order it. I don't know. It just wasn't a wrestling weekend, even though it should have been. I did not even really watch Night of Champions. And I know, David, you messaged me with the head exploding on the Instagram DM. And so I did figure out what that was. I'm assuming you're talking about when the Usos, I didn't watch NXT either. I completely forgot about that because I do have Peacock on my phone. I could have done that, but I forgot about that. And from what I've heard, the NXT show blew away the AEW show. I saw some footage, a lot of empty seats for that AEW pay-per-view. Seems like the high. What was it? All In? Was it All In when CM Punk made his debut with the company?
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that was like the high point, like because that was like one of the greatest pay-per-views of all time. It was like AEW was clicking on all cylinders, and it's just steady decline. Seems like since then. Oh, for sure, since the whole Punk versus Elite fight backstage. Look at Docs. Don't worry, everyone. I'm here. Hey, man, what's going on, man? Appreciate you being here. It's going to be kind of a lazy stream today. I completely forgot that it was Memorial Day weekend. If I would have remembered, I would have told everybody, hey, we're going to take a break on this coming Monday because everybody's going to be doing their thing. And I forgot. In my defense, though, on my Saturday morning stream, Wellbore made me an honorary Canadian. So perhaps that's why I forgot. Oh, man alive. So Memorial Day weekend is here. Is it the unofficial start to summer? I know kids are out of school as far as everybody here in town. My son, his cousins and whatnot. Like I said, my youngest brother graduated. So we got that done. I know Leah, one of our nieces, is still going to school, but she's there in San Antonio. But for the most part, it's all kind of wrapping up this week. I know, David, you spoke about your kids. This was going to be last Monday. Was going to be one of the last Mondays that you were going to be by yourself. David, I missed everything you said about the wrestling shows. My wife was talking. We'll have to rewind that. Battleground was great, in my opinion. I was just saying that I didn't get to watch any shows at all, and that I had heard that Battleground was the superior show between that and AEW. And then I feel like ever since the Punk versus Elite backstage fiasco, that AEW has been on a kind of decline since then. Saw pictures of the crowd yesterday there at the AEW show, and a lot of empty seats. And so I know a lot of people are saying that MJF is probably not the champion that everybody thinks he is, but we'll see. I do think AEW is still in its fourth year, so I don't think it needs to have the crowds and draws the crowds the same way WWE does. They still have a company to build, a legacy to build, but fans will be fans. Doc's card says, my kids are out of school too. No more mental warfare, getting them up and ready for school. Most importantly, I get to get back to the 6 a.m. jiu-jitsu classes again. Man alive. Good luck with that. Fantastic. What did I do the other day that I said?
Get on my nerves.
No, yeah. Besides get on your nerves, I don't know.
What'd you do? What?
Physically. Maybe it was just moving the filing cabinets, and one of them was an empty filing cabinet, and moving that, I'm like, I'm kind of done with strenuous activities. I'm getting old. My age is showing, and so when I was at my mom's yesterday to celebrate my brother's graduation. My stepdad threw a brisket on and whatnot, and I had just finished my second soda. In about a 2 hour span. I'm not even lying. It's probably an hour span. I was like, man, I just finished my second soda. My mom's like, well, go get another one. We got plenty. I'm like, that's not the point. I'm trying to not drink soda as much because my body doesn't burn through all of it as quickly as it used to. Bizarre Breaks is here. Good. Well, I was about to say good morning, but she said good morning, everybody. I hope you're enjoying the day. I hope you're enjoying the day as well. Hope you're having a good 3-day weekend. David says, yeah, kids are off school. School needs to work with parents on planning the school schedule. How dare they say we have to legally send our kids to school, but they can't, but they can let them have months off. We were about to go to the school my son attends was about to go to a year-round schedule. And I actually favored that schedule because there was going to be like a break in October that was going to be 2 weeks. His Christmas break would have been longer. I think his spring break would have been 2 weeks. And so that would have given me time to request vacations off. And then we could have gone somewhere and did stuff where we're not fighting the summer crowds. But we'll see. We'll see. Right, Doc, it's a battle getting them out the door. Lucky for me, I'm not here. I'm still at work. So when I'm driving home, Lady Prime is the one getting Ollie ready for school. So most times I'll see the after effects. He'll get in the truck angry. And I'm like, oh, what did mom do? What did mom do?
Why is it mom?
Because you're the one that woke him up. It wasn't me waking him up. You're the one that woke him up. No better way to start the day than practice murder yoga and get choked nearly unconscious. It does. You know what? I will say, if I could get myself back into some regular fitness routine, that does sound like a fabulous way to wake up. Look at this cat. Your cat's dead. Sleeping right at my feet. No long weekend up here. Oh. So here we go. We have a Canadian. We have a Canadian. But enjoy yours. Gotcha, Bizarre Breaks. My bad. I was made an honorary Canadian this weekend with Wellbore. I was speaking very highly about Canadians this weekend. So same business as my regular day off. See, that's how my schedule would normally be. Like last year at this time, I was still on my Sunday nights and Monday nights off. So it never felt like a holiday. I just requested an extra day this past weekend. So I would get my 3-day weekend. What you got, Lady Prime? Jumping on camera.
That I didn't watch any of it. Oh, I just started watching.
Yeah, I noticed that you were watching the Seth Rollins AJ Styles match. How was it?
So far, so good.
Yeah.
I didn't finish the match, but.
Gotcha. I didn't even watch any sports this weekend. I would have liked to have thrown the. Which way am I trying to throw it? This way. I would have liked to have thrown the Celtics Heat game on, and then I hear it went down to a buzzer beater, but didn't do that.
We went to the aquarium. Well, me and Brandon's cousin and the kids went to the aquarium yesterday. There was a lot of kids there, so I took some medicine just to mellow me out because it was a lot.
What kind of medicines you take? Antidepressants?
No, I took some CBD oil because I knew it was just going to be kids screaming and running, and it wasn't too bad. But
Doc's cards, relaxing. Cody's here. What's up, Cody? Cody, did you happen to catch wrestling this weekend? It was a pretty big wrestling weekend, and I missed everything.
I tried not to look on Instagram.
You were looking for spoilers. Yeah,
I was trying my best.
I did see where the Usos turned on Roman Reigns. Well, Jimmy did, I guess. So I'm looking forward to seeing that storyline play out. But I continue to stand by my statement. This storyline has to end with Jey Uso defeating Roman Reigns to complete that, make that story go full circle. Look at this. He talks that medicine too. Oh, Cody's catching up today. Cody, are you on a 3-day weekend? And so, yeah. Oh, man. It's already getting too hot.
But
it's already getting too hot. Like, I cannot stand summer already.
Guerrero, whatever his name is.
Sammy Guevara?
Having a baby.
Oh, him and Tay Conti? Oh. Well, they announced that at the pay-per-view or what?
No, I saw him on Instagram.
Oh, okay. So you weren't avoiding Instagram.
No, but I saw a baby picture, and I was like, oh, who's having a baby? I just saw the picture, the sonogram.
Cody's on a 3-day weekend. Fantastic. Are your kids already out of school too, Cody? I know. Well, never mind. I believe you stated in a previous video that you transitioned your kids to homeschooling, I think, right? Which is my ultimate plan for Ollie one day.
You need to tell me or message Fanboy Prime like what program, what you're doing, because that was the original plan for us before we ever put him into school. But then I had a breakdown and I couldn't mentally do it. And so we just thought it was best to put him in school for now, just help in the what would you call it?
Well, his socializing and whatnot, yeah, for sure.
Because both his parents are very introvert, and we don't want him to be.
Okay, this is what it is. He's got 2 kids in public school, 1 at home. Okay, I remember you talking about something about having at least 1 in homeschool. I remember you mentioning something. Jey Uso is Universal Champion only if they give each Uso one of the belts and make the Usos heads of the table. No, Jey Uso has to be the champ. Do some storyline where Jimmy gets injured again and get him out of the way, or let him get arrested for drunk driving again. How he's not released from the company yet, I don't know. But Jey, he doesn't have to be the champion for long. Roman could cost him the belt not long afterwards because, yes, I get it. He's not world championship material. But for the story, for the sake of the story, it's got to end that way. Or I should just heed my own advice and just let the storyline play out and watch it how it goes.
It would be cool to see.
It would. I'm just saying it would be.
Yeah.
Manny the Hobgoblin Collector is in the chat. Good. I want to keep saying good morning. I was going so long up for a while there at 11:55, which technically is morning. Good afternoon. It is definitely afternoon. How you doing, Manny? Agreed. Would be great for Jey Uso to win. There's 2. 2-1, David. 2-1. And so, yeah, David had been joining me the past few weeks, but he is no 3-day weekend for David. He's on his normal day off. Plus, he's doing work at home. So I shouldn't laugh at him, but I don't know why. Now that I started laughing, I can't stop. Oh, man.
I'm not going to say anything.
I did my jobs. I did the dishes today.
Yeah, but what did you say?
No.
What did you say?
All right. So Lady Prime was kind of looking at me on the couch and kind of following me around as I walked around. I said, "What's wrong?" Like
a sad puppy.
Yeah, I was like, "What's wrong?" I need attention.
I said, "I want attention."
Oh, you want attention? You want attention? I said,
right.
"Well, get up and do the dishes, and I'll pay attention to you." Would you say you're going through some medical things again?
Not medical.
Not medical, but like you're as a response, a side effect to what medicine you're on. You're having some.
I'm having side effects.
Whether you that's a better way. I'm about to say you're having mental issues. You're having side effects.
Every day. But yeah, my side effects to my medication is like I'm just tired all the time, man. It's annoying. It's frustrating. But yeah, so
I'm not allowed to do that anymore.
Because our son does it now.
Where did he learn that from?
He's like, look at your big butt. Look at that big butt. Mom, why does it jiggle so much?
I don't know who taught him that. Oh, it's David House Cleaning and Furniture Building today. That's his new YouTube channel, David's House Cleaning and Furniture. Oh, man alive. David says the wife is off, so the honeydew list is out. Man alive. Manny says he once took a vertigo pill, and one of the side effects was dizziness. But you didn't have vertigo; you just had dizziness, right? So not making that up.
No, one time I was on a prescription medication that they prescribed me, and they always tell you, "Oh, these are the side effects." I had all the side effects. It was like the worst 4 or 5 days of my life. Like I didn't eat for 3 days straight. I didn't sleep for 4 of those days. And like anybody that got near me, like it freaked me out. I'm like, get away.
Who would have been the one that got near you?
It was like he wasn't even doing anything bad. It would be like he would try to get close to me and I'm like, stop.
Gotta see what I gotta go through. So because you've been having your side effects, we did have a conversation about how you've been coming home and like going straight to bed or like not doing anything, right? Okay, so my joke was get up and do something and I'll pay attention to you. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not the, oh, babe, what can I do for you? I'm not that guy anymore. We are past that point in our marriage. We are past that point.
When were you ever like that?
When I was courting you.
That doesn't count.
I remember cooking.
That was trapping me.
I remember cooking you breakfast one night when we were still kind of like getting together.
Yeah.
And like,
is that when you almost started a fire?
Yes, it was the bacon grease. I don't know why. Like, I was looking for some place to pour the bacon grease, and my genius idea was to pour it into a solo cup while it was still hot. But like, in my head, it wasn't a solo cup, right? I was just looking for a cup to pour it into because I didn't want to get. You were still living in an apartment.
Because you were a bachelor.
Well, you were living in an apartment, and so normally, yeah, I would have just done it in a can.
No, I thought it was at your house.
No, it was at your place. It was at your place, and so I didn't like if it was mine, I wouldn't have cared. I'd pay whatever extra thing.
Your apartments were nice.
Right,
nice.
yours were
nice,
and so I didn't want to mess it up. Oh man, alive. So yeah, so there you go, guys. You have seen our what the psychiatrist session right here. We're just going through it.
Mm-hmm. Going through it.
Yeah. So, but to those normal people who will come through, not normal people, to the people who will come through and probably watch this on live or on demand or whatever, probably say, well, I thought he was going to talk about wrestling this week. Card subject to change. We didn't do the wrestling show this week, like I said, and I just did it a hangout. That's why I named it the Lazy Hangout rather than the Monday Headlock. And then we should be back to the normal kind of setup of the show next Monday. I'll have David on again, and then we will actually talk about. We've talked about this like 3 weeks in a row. We're going to talk about whether DDP versus Goldberg was a good or great match, and then Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero was a good or great match. And I'm sorry, DDP versus Goldberg from Halloween Havoc, 1998. If that was a good or great match, it's for the WCW heavyweight title. And then we're going to talk about whether Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero from Halloween Havoc 97 was a good or great match, and that's the one where Rey Mysterio's in the purple outfit. He's in the Phantom outfit. He's got the mask attached to his shirt. Yeah, so we'll do that next week. I know this was supposed to be the week to do that, but apparently I don't know how to look at a calendar, and I forgot that this was a 3-day weekend.
Yo, let me tell you, this guy made me mad. Then he wants to get mad. So Friday, he says, hey, it's like 4:30. I get off at 5 on Fridays. He was like, hey, you want to go out to eat with my family?
Yeah, you could have said no, and I would have just dropped you off.
I didn't have a problem going out to eat with your family. I said, can I change? Then he goes and tells his family, oh, well, Leah has to go change. Ugh. But he didn't know that I had already been pre-cleaning the office, so it wasn't as bad when I had to really do it.
She's lying. She said she didn't like her outfit.
And I didn't like my outfit because I was cleaning it.
My outfit makes me feel ugly. And I was just like, oh, okay. All right, so yes, defeats the purpose of vertigo pills. Going back to Manny's comment about once taking a vertigo pill, that the side effect was dizziness. No making that up. I've had vertigo twice in my life. The second time is whenever I came off of COVID and they thought I was having is when they weren't sure exactly what the long-term effects of having COVID was, and they thought I was having some
neurological.
Yes, neurological issues. And no, what it was is before I had gotten COVID, I was already having earaches and whatnot. Went through COVID, forgot that I had that ear, so I had an inner ear infection. Would have been great if the first doctor I had saw could have figured out that it was an inner ear infection because I paid so much to the ER. Bottom tier collector in the chat. I hate when I'm already on YouTube and I'm late for the intended stream. Don't worry about it, bottom tier. I did not hit my normal time of 11:55. I went back to the old time of 12:55, so it's not on you, it's on me. I started your WrestleMania 8 review stream. I mean, your WrestleMania 8 video, and I've already left 2 comments. One of them, I stole the joke from Bobby the Brain Heenan because you talked about Reba McEntire doing the, I don't know if she did the national anthem or she did America the Beautiful. And so I made the comment that I learned at WrestleMania 8 that Reba McEntire is Tito Santana's sister. Yes. So I stole the Bobby the Brain Heenan joke. Bottom tier collector says, David, I just finished my honeydew list. David says, you want to help me with mine? Bottom tier says, I'm going to watch DDP Goldberg after this. Yes. So that's Halloween Havoc 98. And then if you want to watch that Rey Mysterio Eddie Guerrero match we're talking about, it is the third match on Halloween Havoc 97. Which is funny because Halloween Havoc 97 begins with 3 cruiserweight matches, with just the difference. WWF would have only had one cruiserweight match. Yeah. Neil is in the chat. Neil collects.
Oh, you.
Neil, we'll try to play some video games at some point this week. Neil messaged me on Thursday while I was sleeping for work. You're not playing Fortnite, are you? Or something. And I was like, oh, dude, I'm asleep. Getting ready to, for work or whatever. And then he says, you're worse than David. So, but yes, at some point we'll get back on Fortnite. I know Ollie wants to go back or wants to play Back for Blood with somebody. So we'll see. Oh, there it is. The man who made me an honorary Canadian. Just stopped in to say hi. Got to get that honeydew. Everybody's got that honeydew list. So, hey, man, thanks, Wellbore.
So maybe it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out. I mean, appreciate you, Wellbore, jumping in. Everybody, enjoy your honeydew list. Areeb McIntyre, that was a classic joke. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Arriba. I need to see Eddie versus Ray because everyone brags on it. I'll say this, or maybe I should save it for the stream. Well, I'll just throw this little tidbit out there. There we go. Or next week's stream. But that 97 Halloween Havoc Eddie versus Ray match is like peak Eddie Guerrero. I think that's when Eddie Guerrero is in his absolute best shape. So yeah, because WWE he would get bigger, but this is like Eddie ripped, jacked,
and longer mullet.
The mullet is fantastic. It's a layered mullet.
Oh yeah,
that's Kenneth in the chat. How you doing, Kenneth? Neil collects. So what's the topic today? Nipples or bulges? I'm trying to avoid both. I went from one Saturday stream of nipples to a Monday stream of bulges. If you're not familiar with what Neil is talking about, or if you just think Neil is weird, that works too.
We'll just keep it at that. Just kidding.
What is it about wives having days off and breaking out that list? I'm gonna post it on my Instagram stories. And I sent you that link, that little clip.
And I don't do those things.
So there was a video clip I found on Instagram, one of the little reels or whatever, and it's like things the perfect husband says, and oh yes, babe, I would love to get you that. I would love to do that for you. That's why I asked three to four times before I sat down on the couch. But let me get up and get that for you. What was the other one? Yes, I would love to start a new project before we finish this current project. Yes, I'm securing my masculinity. Please call your dad to help me with this job. What was that one? Yes, we just bought the refrigerator 2 years ago, but we changed the kitchen since then, so we should buy a new refrigerator. And then after that, in a couple of years, let's redo the kitchen again, so we have to buy another refrigerator. So it's like, it was great. I really did like that. I really did like that. Oh, the first one, that was the whole point of me mentioning this, is he comes home from work, he's like, yes, I just got done doing a full day's worth of work, but I'm so looking forward to doing so much more work now that I'm home. Oh, there are no days off for a husband/father. You hear that? You see that? I'm not the only one that says these things.
But I'm also the only wife that's
in this chat right now.
In this chat right now. So I'm like, how many people are in this?
We got 6. Unless you're still watching.
I'm still watching.
So we got 5 in the chat. My poor numbers.
And I don't do half of those things. I don't nag.
I never liked Eddie until Los Guerreros. I always found him boring. Then I smartened up. See, I loved Eddie. I started my Eddie Guerrero appreciation when he used to wrestle on WCW Saturday Night all the time, when he would not wet the mullet. Like, he came out with dry hair all the time. And he kind of debuted around the same time Chris Benoit would debut. And they would wrestle on WCW Saturday Night. If you remember WCW Saturday Night, it wasn't a show with storylines. I mean, yes, they would kind of continue the storylines that were going on, but it was more just, hey, let's put this match out. Let's put this match out. And I was like, who's this guy having fantastic matches? He looks terrible. He looks like just some, man, I'm about to say it.
That's my family.
Well, no, I was gonna say he looks like just a Mexican that I see out when I go to the grocery store. But and to find out he was until he like put this gimmick on. Neil says, "What aggravates me if his wife seems to think men can't think and do housework. We are not all like fanboy and dish soaking."
Yeah, y'all should steal his trick. They're soaking. They're soaking.
I got home last night and I was like, "Didn't do any dishes today. I'm gonna go do them right now." And so I let them soak overnight. They were so much easier to do today. I sent my wife a video clip like that on Instagram. See, that's where I found it. I bet you we found the same one. Keep both shoes. It's just money. That's true. That one you would agree with. If I was the perfect husband, I would say that.
No, it would be buy both of them.
Well, that's what he was saying. That's what that. See, he knows what video I'm talking about. That's exactly the video. Neil Collect says, "Hi, Docs Card. So when's everyone's top 10 worst comics videos coming out?" Neil said he was doing a 10 worst covers in his comic collection. The fool put 15 on his video.
He's like, Ollie.
He put 15 on his video and even said, I think the thumbnail says 10 worst covers or whatever. And then in his video, he talks about these are the 15 worst. So then David comments, he's like, is it 5 or 15? And Neil said you can do 15. So Neil really hates the covers in his collection that he found 15. Bottom tier says, David, I want to like Eddie more than I do. I think my problem is I haven't seen enough Eddie content. His JBL title match is all time for me. Are you talking about the one where he bleeds like a stuck pig? Because that's like all time worst blade jobs. One of the worst bleed jobs I've ever seen. Like it's cringe to watch. And I don't use the word cringe, but man, it's hard to watch. There we go. David Cummings of Wrestling. It was a vignette where Eddie and Chavo went to clean that lady's pool. When Chavo told her she couldn't use the pool, and Eddie said, "Yeah, you might get wet." That was gold and opened my eyes. The JBL Eddie feud was magic, bottom tier collector. I still love, I sent you that video too, the vignettes or little promos that would run when Eddie was, when JBL was at the border chasing off the illegals that were trying to cross. Like, so wrong and yet so right that it was JBL to be the guy to do it. There's a Bill Burr joke about rolls in the house. There's a dish soaker and a dishwasher.
Bill Burr. I just sent something to Brandon or to Fanboy Prime about Bill Burr. He was like, I'm the perfect husband. I'm a good dad. I'm a good father. My wife
only has one thing on
me. And because of his attitude.
Yeah, his bad temper. Oh, man. Bill Burr,
that's him.
Bill Burr is the greatest.
He is.
He was in San Antonio, and we missed him.
I want to see him, and then Theo Vaughn.
My brother and Beltron went, or Nightwing 207.
Vaughn is hilarious. I died laughing.
Bottom Tier Collector says, I didn't get tagged by Neil and decided not to even open a CLZ to see if I hated dead covers in my collection. I'll tag you, Bottom Tier. I'll come in with the hot tag. So, Dot's Card says, I have a confession. I sold my comic collection when I was a broke college student, so I don't have much to share. However, I did recently grab a bunch of books from a Facebook seller. Well, fantastic, dude. I think we all have that story in our past, in our collecting past. Maybe not like I didn't sell it because I was broke, but I went through a period where I was trying to get rid of clutter, and I got rid of the wrong stuff. I recycled. It was like the school had like their recycling bin, and that's how they raised money for whatever. I said, I'm going to help that school out. I threw out so many wrestling magazines that I regret. I threw out so many comics that I regret. All those Deadpool miniseries with the embossed cover that everybody sells now for like $90. There was like 6 of them I threw in that thing. So I can relate to that comment. That, yeah.
You threw away that stuff, but except for the clothes that I made him get rid of. You should have seen it since my mom bought me this.
My aunt got me this shirt, yeah. Never wore it, but because somebody gave it to me, but she made me get rid of a bunch of stuff when we got married. I don't even know if we were married yet. We might have just been we were never really engaged either. Watch the Eddie Cena Iron Circle match 2, bottom tier collector. Oh, is that the all the cars parked in a circle? That's a good match. Oh, wait, let's see. Oh, yeah, deepest blading job I've ever seen besides Dusty Rhodes. I mean, it's just like, I mean, when they say it's a crimson mask, I mean, it is literally like a crimson mask. That is an idea, fanboy, you need. You should take a picture of an empty, clean sink, and when Lady Prime asks about the dishes, just keep sending her the same picture. I'll do that on the stream, right? So like how I do this now.
Third time.
I'll do a picture of the dishes. Kind of how I did the dishes can.
Oh yeah. You did.
Oh man. Bottom tier collector says, Dots cards, you got to start somewhere. I don't own the only comic book I had as a kid anymore. Yeah, that's my biggest regret about recycling all those things is that the first 2 comics that I can say I own, and I think the older one is an Avengers issue. I have a copy of it now, but I don't have the original one. So it was between an Avengers issue, which I think my dad got, both me and my brother, but then I had this Green Lantern issue that I was sick from school one day, and so he took me to the Circle K, the convenience store. I was picking up like Sprite and crackers or something like that, and he let me buy a comic, and so it was an issue of Green Lantern. I don't have that original issue that in my collection anymore. I have a copy of it. Mine was already where it starts separating from not the staple, but where the staple's holding the cover. The rip starts, and I just felt like it was so beat to death that it was time to recycle it. But looking back, I would go back and slap the taste out of my mouth and say, "Don't do that. Keep all your stuff."
Nope, because now I have to hear it.
No, the one thing you have to hear. No, I'm not even going to mention that.
What about the He-Man toys?
Yes, about the He-Man toys. Do I mention that often?
Yes. That and then the Walking Dead. You're like, you need to get rid of all the. Because we were buying
the hardbacks, and they display so beautifully on a shelf. So I got rid of all my Walking Dead individual issues. Now, mind you, issues 1 through 8, I only owned issue number 5. I did keep that. But issues 9 through 54 or whatever, I gave them away because our plan was to buy them all in hardback. So I'm talking about like first appearance of Governor, first appearance of Tyrese, the first appearance of Michonne, just given away. And then my friend would not give those back before he sold his collection. He just sold his collection at an extreme discount. The worst part of that story is he was willing to give me his collection, but because I had just gotten married, I didn't have a place to store them all. I said, no, go ahead and make your money. The smart thing would have been is that I just gave him money over time to pay him back for that collection. But live and learn. Live and learn. That's why I try to make as many mistakes as possible because I want to be the smartest person alive. I want to learn so much. David's Comics and Wrestling says, selling all my WWF magazines is definitely a regret. Yep. And then I remember I think Saturday you talked about having Brett's book and then selling that also. Doc's Card says, I want to get a bunch of Miles Morales books. My boys are super into him now. They're asking every day if the new movie is out. Ollie is a Miles Morales guy. Mm-hmm. Good luck with that, Doc. I think that's cool, man. Let that be your gateway back into how deep you want to get into comic collecting. I don't know. But definitely, yeah, man, let that be your gateway. I got to say, because I know your cards is more your thing, and I always tell people to avoid satelliting your passions out, right? Because I like toys, I like comics, and I want to get into cards, but I'm avoiding cards. I'm trying to get out of toys, so I just focus on comics. But you stretch yourself too thin, that dollar only stretches so far. Lady Prime was into Monster High dolls, into wrestling, so she knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. And then I like Halloween decorations, so Halloween comes around, and Halloween stays up all year round.
And you like clothes.
And I like clothes and.
But back to this comment, this is probably, I want to go see Guardians 3. I wanted to see the Mario Brothers movie, but honestly, this will probably be the first movie we see this summer. Because Ollie will definitely want to go see the Spider-Verse movie.
That, and then he keeps talking about the new Godzilla.
Oh yeah, but that's not till next year.
Yeah, but he keeps
thinking I know. He wants it to be out already. And so
perception of time is.
But I think it's cool because I can remember knowing a movie was coming out and having to wait what felt like an eternity. Like I want him to experience that because we live in a world now where everything is
instant gratification.
Instant gratification. I want him to have to suffer through it the way his dad had to suffer through.
Like watching commercials. Oh my. Ugh. To watch a commercial on TV or watch a commercial for YouTube is like, why do we have to watch this? I'm like, Ollie, you don't even know.
Oh, I thought you were complaining. He's complaining.
No, he complaining. I was like, you don't even know the struggle of when to had to take a bathroom break.
Neil collects. I'm going to do my top 10 or 15 or it could be 20 male wrestlers in the next few days. Please rate them the way you did the females. Bottom tier collector. I gave away first Shuri that I got for 50 cents before Black Panther was an MCU thought, and first Cindy Moon for pennies on the dollar store credit. I want that first Cindy Moon. I passed on the Silk Marvel Legends at a Walgreens, and now if you want to buy that toy, it's like 60 to 80 bucks. It's probably more than that. That was probably what the price was the last time I looked, and so yeah, I won't be getting that Marvel Legend. New collects. I may do a top 5 female wrestlers. Alexa Bliss, normal looking. Alexa Bliss, all crazy with the doll. Does she have any more costume changes?
Yeah, when she was in NXT.
Yeah, you got cheerleader Alexa Bliss.
She was like fairy cheerleader.
Yeah. You can do SmackDown Alexa Bliss, Raw Alexa Bliss, WrestleMania host Alexa Bliss.
Oh, when she was Triple H's.
Oh, that's right. She was in the background with it was her, Charlotte, and Sasha Banks, and then Sasha and Alexa have the heat, right?
Yeah.
I must say you've got great taste with Alexa Bliss.
Oh, and then wasn't she like the Raw general manager for like a minute?
Well, I was thinking more because she hosted WrestleMania was that, but was she the GM? I don't remember. Bottom tier to Doc's cards. I'm so ready to take my boy to that movie. The first Miles movie and seeing him on Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends on Disney Plus got my son big into Miles. See, I think that's where Marvel does a terrible job in the comics with Miles because they don't really know what to do with him because he's just Peter Parker, or as one YouTube commenter calls him, Peter Darker. But they have separated him as kind of his own thing with the movie, with the video game. And so I think that's where the love for Miles Morales is growing. So, yeah.
Is he Puerto Rican or Dominican?
He's half.
Oh.
Yeah. I sold my collection to my friend, too. I asked him if I could buy it back. I was met with a resounding no. What a terrible friend. What a terrible friend.
Drop him, kick him. Drop kick him.
Oh, man. Sorry about that, Doc.
Or what does Ollie say? Kick him in the bread basket. That Ollie would say, kick him in the bread basket. Looking forward to your top 15 or 10 covers, David. Neil collects. Bottom tier to Neil collects. He's talking about his 5 favorite female wrestlers. We'll go backwards. Number 5, Lita. Number 4, Becky Lynch. Number 3, Camille from NWA. Oh man, the eyes. Whew. Of course, I know they're contacts, but no, those are her eyes.
Oh, those are her eyes. Man, alive. Oh yeah, I mean everything else, but I'm just saying like the eyes. Like, man. Number 2, Trish Stratus. Can I put them by year because like 2000 to 2007, Trish Stratus. Ever since then.
And what about Lita?
When Lita would come out with Edge, when she put on a little bit of weight, and like them things was moving. That's all I got to say. Them things were moving. That's top tier Lita. That's top tier Lita. 2006 Lita. Sorry, back to bottom tiers list, and then Hikaru Shida. I'm guessing bottom tier is going by wrestling abilities and not the breasts like I was. Yeah. Neil collects no Alexa Bliss. Don't all men think Alexa Bliss is hot? Sid, good morning. I know you're on the other coast, so it's more morning for you than it is for me. Bottom tier collector to Neil collects. I don't find Alexa to have an interesting personality. I've never seen her wrestle either. Alexa Bliss is a good wrestler. I've got to give it to her. David Comics and Wrestling. A top 10 women's wrestler list is difficult. 1 through 5 easy. 6 through 10 aggravating. Bottom tier agrees.
Like old school, like Ivory, Jacqueline.
Alexa Freddy Krueger when she. Oh, go ahead.
I was saying I would go with Ivory, Jacqueline. She was She was rough and tough. Good old Texas. She liked wrestling, and that's how she says it.
Bottom tier with the yeah. Every time this commenter, this YouTube commenter says that, it cracks me up. Yeah, he really does not like Miles Morales, but I get it. I can't get into Miles as long as they call him Spider-Man. Anyone in the mask can be Spider-Man. No, it's Peter Parker that makes him Spider-Man. Anyone else just a wannabe. Right. I kind of feel the same way. Like, Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Miles Morales, constantly known as Miles Morales. He just happens to be a character with spider powers. Like, he needs his own name, I think. Like, give him his own individuality. Like, it doesn't have to be, hey, Spider-Man 2.0 or a lesser, because he will always be in the shadow of Spider-Man as long as he remains the name Spider-Man. At least that's how I kind of see it. Like, give him his own cool name. And I think in like one of the cartoons, he's Arachne Kid or something like that. Like, give him something better than that. Bottom tier says, my list going by looks: Stacy Keibler, number 5. Number 4, Trish Stratus. Number 3, Kelly Kelly. Number 2, Tori Wilson. I did not ever think Tori Wilson was hot until one of the pay-per-views where she was doing was it a bikini contest or whatever?
It was like a teeny weeny bikini.
I was like, oh, that's what everybody sees in her. And then number 1, Miss Elizabeth. I like WCW Miss Elizabeth a lot more than I like WWF Miss Elizabeth, where she, I don't know.
Because she wasn't 80s. It wasn't like overly.
Yeah. I guess like in the 80s, I would say she was more ladylike. Mm-hmm. Like, as far as lady, like when it was a term of like, oh, like, you know, like royalty or something like that. Versus in WCW, she was more like, I guess like kind of more. She was modernized then. Yeah. Whereas in WWF, she was the first lady of wrestling. So I guess that would make sense with her being, yeah. Only one of those is in my top 5 bottom tier collector. I feel like, and I bet it's Trish Stratus. Could be wrong. Neil Collect says, I do like the look of Asuka until I see how crazy she is in the ring. That's the whole attraction. WrestleMania 4, Miss Elizabeth, with all those stunning dresses and diamonds draping off of her. Man, bottom tier wants a princess. Oh, man alive. Well, are you ready to go to work?
Sure.
No, I'm saying if that, I'll put an end to the stream because I know I can't let the day get too far away from me because I've got to work tonight.
Yeah.
Spoiler. Number 5, Sensational Sherry. This is David Comics and Wrestling's top 5 ladies. Now, are we talking about
looks or wrestling?
Looks or just like their role in wrestling? Doesn't matter if they're a wrestler, doesn't matter if they're ballet, doesn't matter if they are managers, whatever. David says Sensational Sherry, which Lady Prime, yes. Number 4, Natalia.
She's a good wrestler.
I just wish she would have a chance to shine.
Yeah.
Number 2,
she'll always be like who is someone like a Dolph Ziggler.
Yes.
Dolph Ziggler's amazing in-ring wrestler, but never got.
Even if she gets the belt, she loses like a month or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I skipped number 3. Number 3, Sable. I cannot agree.
I like Sable.
Number 2, Miss Elizabeth. And number 1, Stephanie McMahon.
Which Stephanie McMahon? What errors of Stephanie McMahon? I
saw a picture of Stephanie from like about 20 years ago. I was like, okay.
Right when she got the boob job?
I'm not sure when it was, but I'm not real big on current Stephanie. Like, I just find her aggravating and annoying. But there was a time. Doc says, Lady Prime looks like my supervisor when I worked at Planet Fitness. Is
that a bad thing? Did you like them? I don't know where to go with that. I don't know.
You don't know how to take it?
I don't know how to take it. Are you complimenting me or dissing me?
Manny says, I am fine with Spidey Miles. I am more of a Spider-Gwen fan. They just need to write Peter Parker better. Making him a douche and just miserable is not character development. I can't speak too much on Spider-Man. I am with the sides of fandom I'm on the side of the fandom that wishes Peter was still married to Mary Jane. Like, I'm on that side. Like, I don't like this whole idea of this contrived storyline where, like, well, he had to make a deal with Miss Festo and all that stuff was thrown away, and so he's not married to Mary Jane anymore. Like, I'm not a fan of that. But at the same time, like, you can't keep Peter Parker a teenager forever, and that's what Marvel wants to do because that's every cartoon. Peter's a teenager. The movies, Peter Parker starts off as a teenager. The Peter Parker and the Spider-Man I knew, he was already an adult, and so I don't know. We've got to find some balance. That's why I continually run back to this idea that the Ultimate Universe, Ultimate Comics was not a bad thing. It was a good thing. And that's why I think every so many years, whether it's 10, 15, 20 years, you start a secondary universe and let it run through. You have both universes going. That way your longtime fans still have all the stories they loved about, but then you can tell the stories you want to tell and then let the development grow. And I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
But Manny, make a video about it because you always enlighten me and teach me. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on with the douche and being miserable. Are they trying to make? Is he Bruce Wayne now? You know, like where he can't be happy because he's so committed to his job. That's my Batman voice. Which job? Where I work or here?
Both. He's so committed, but he's so miserable.
David says all around looks and wrestling.
Okay.
Bottom tier collector. Wow, Stephanie McMahon at 1. That's awful, David. No, a bottom tier. I will send you a Stephanie McMahon picture soon.
I'll find it. I know which one.
I think all females are pretty in ways, and some more than others.
I like how none of them named China.
But Neil just said they're pretty in some ways.
But he didn't name her specifically. He just said
McMahon, Helmsley, era Stephanie, yes, and SmackDown GM Stephanie. Those were her best years. Doc says she's cool as.
Oh.
Zach's Collections, what's happening? All taking a break from yard work nonsense. Everybody's doing some yard work nonsense / honey to-do list and all that.
That means you'll be behind. They're ahead.
Dude, I was doing stuff all day Saturday so I could be ahead. Megan Prime. Oh, wait, sorry.
The plan was also for me to die. I don't know if Neil has seen Megan Fox.
Oh, lately. That's what he's talking about. I could not think about Megan Prime. I was like, what's he talking about? I was like, let me skip that until I figure out what it is.
She dyed her hair she's like a redhead or a copper, whatever. That's what I want to do. I want to go back to my red hair. I know he's going to do it. He doesn't want to hear it, but go.
David says 6 and 7 might be Peyton Royce and Candice Michelle. The bottom half is difficult. I kind of took a liking to Peyton Royce later on. She looks so generic in NXT for a while there.
Like she couldn't find her
little spot. But then when she started teaming up with, what's the other girl's name?
Oh.
One's New Zealand and one's Australian, or they're both Australian?
That was her, Peyton Royce and oh, I cannot remember. I just know her name on Instagram is Jessica McKay or something like that.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, and I can't think of her.
I can't think of her name.
But when they became the Iconics or whatever,
they were good.
Yeah,
I liked them.
Zach, Neil got us talking about smoke break wrestling. Oh, hey Neil, how's it going? Bottom tier collector, smoke break wrestling sounds heated. He's talking about ladies. He's talking about the ladies matches. That's what I always say.
I have a sister, and of course, because I watched wrestling, I influenced all my siblings. And my youngest sister, thought Sable was hot. She loves Sable, but also Sable reminded me in a weird way of my aunt who passed away because how Sable portrayed herself is how my aunt was really was. No.
Hold on. Hold on, maybe I have to take this down. Oh, I didn't put it on there? What's going on?
It wasn't meant to be because it's not true.
Oh, wait, there it is. There we go. That's for David. Not current Sunny, by the way. Prime Sunny.
I think even Ollie was like, "Mom, she's not hot." To Sunny.
What? How did you ask it?
Because we were watching it, and now he has this thing. We're like, Mom, she's smoking hot. Mom, she's hot. She's hot. And I'm like, okay, you can think girls are hot. That's cool.
It's amazing. Has the most wins in WWE history, but maybe only 2 or 3 championship wins. Oh, we're talking about Natalia?
Yeah, probably.
Or we're talking about...
I can only think of Natalia.
I'm still living, laugh out loud. I'm on my 3rd week off. You're 3 weeks off?
Wow. Jealous.
David, I loathe everything last name Helmsley and McMahon except Shane O'Mac.
Oh, I have a crush.
He was talking about Natalia. It's amazing Natalia has the most wins in WWE history, but only maybe 2 or 3 championship wins. Wow, I didn't know that.
I have a crush on Shane McMahon.
Doc says, I'd like to see Peter Parker age a la Batman Beyond with Bruce Wayne. There's your Miles Morales problem solved. Do it older. You do a future storyline where Peter Parker is the guiding light to Miles Morales. Boom. Doc's cards just solved the Miles issue. But they won't do it like that. They won't do it like that. The McMahon Helmsley era was great, bottom tier collector.
It was. I loved it.
Wait, even Linda? Bottom tier collector to Zach's collections. It's a joke about women's wrestling. That's the part of the show you're supposed to go outside and get your smoke. That's kind of what I was guessing. The old popcorn matches. David, Linda's cool. I feel bad for her giving all the behind the scenes accusations. Man, I need to get the mouse back on here. Ain't no honey telling me what to do, alas. Just need to get it done. Well, no, and that's kind of what I meant. These guys were talking about their honeydew list. You're giving yourself your home honeydew list. Thanks. Doc's cards, that's probably what the character needs. Yes, see, I agree with that too. Billy Kay.
There we go.
Royce's accent and swing those hips. Yep, that is top 10. Billy Kay, are you, yes, that's who I was thinking of. I could not think of that name. I don't know why. But, yeah, I was a fan of both of them. But, oh, no, what is... No, I don't remember. What did we say? Oh, my Sunny versus Sable thing. Oh, oh man. Everyone loves Sunny, even Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. Only good McMahon is Jim McMahon. Hey, amen to that. Jim McMahon. This guy could take a beating. I know, like, I shouldn't say that now because the guy's living with, like, a perpetual post-concussion syndrome, but man alive, what a quarterback. I have some blood problems, waiting for the doctor to contact me. I'm going back to see him Wednesday. Well, good luck with that, Neil. Sorry to hear that. Bottom tier collector, Zach, I'm looking up whoever Jim is just for you.
I don't know who that is.
He's a quarterback for the Chicago Bears, the 86 Bears.
I don't know if I've ever seen him.
He won 2 Super Bowls. He was the backup quarterback for Brett Favre when the Packers won the Super Bowl. Manny says, is it just me, but I always worry about when Zach consumes very old gum? No, I love it. I love it. Because he gives descriptions like, oh, man, I can't. He gives descriptions like, it's like it's terrible doom sand from... a cursed beach from somewhere. I can't even remember how he said it, but in that video, I loved that description. I thought it was like it could have been like the episode title from like some 50s campy sci-fi show or something. You're not the only one, Manny. Yeah, see, bottom tier collector. He was a quarterback in the NFL. Was the Bears QB when they won the Super Bowl in '85, or the '85 Bears? I'm sorry. Zach, do you eat the old bubble gum in sports card packs?
Well, now I know why I don't know him.
What's that?
I was still in my dad's ball sack. 85, I wasn't even.
Yeah, but he played till later on. I like this. Zach, do you eat the old bubble gum in sports cards pack? Not does he chew it, but does he eat it? And that's pretty much what happens with that old gum because it just deteriorates and falls apart.
I'm not a gum chewer because I think it's not, well.
Do you like the way I chew gum?
No, and I hate that you leave it and we'll re-eat it later. That's disgusting.
I leave it in a bottle of...
Then he gets mad because my hair falls onto the gum and he's like, are you serious? I'm like, are you serious? I could have gotten stuck on that. And then I would have to buy a new shirt.
What did you find the other day that Ollie left behind?
Oh, he did the same. He put it in a bowl. I was like, this is disgusting. It's been in your mouth.
I think I told him to take his medicine. His vitamins. So I guess he put it there and didn't go back and throw it away or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, that's like my ick. I don't get grossed out by many things, but that takes the cake.
Brian LCS here. Are you also doing honeydews, Brian? The whole chat has been doing various works. Oh yeah, back to Neil. Yeah, hopefully Neil, everything goes right, man. Keep us informed. The Super Bowl Shuffle, yes. I have Nightwing 207, who my good friend. He used to kind of do the stream with me. Huge Bears fan. Bears fan. And so his brother sent me a link because I believe his brother's a Bears fan too. That the potential Jacksonville Jaguars move to Chicago, right? And so of course I go and send a message like, "Oh look, Chicago's finally getting a real quarterback because they have not had a quarterback in I don't know how many years. We'll see how Chase Young, not Chase Young, Fields, right, does. Alyssa Flash and TNA cheerleader Melissa. Okay, I was like, I don't know who that is. I've seen images of her, but I can't like.
No, there was one girl. She had a smoking hot bod, and Trinity. Was her name Trinity?
Was she? I think
she's like also does like stunt.
I think you might be talking about the same person.
I'm gonna Google it. It's gonna bother me.
I don't know. I can't remember her much then. Bottom tier collector. Yep, every Thursday if the pack has it. There you go, guys. Go watch Zach and fight the gum. Fight the gum from old baseball or from old card packs. There you go. I don't know, David. What I've been told off a nurse, my whole blood cells are low, so they're trying to fight something off. Got you. Zach has got gum all the way back from the 70s, so man alive. Bottom tier, you are a legend, Zach. That's kind of weird. No, kinda. No, there's no chewing the gum from old packs. Yeah. There's no saving any of this gum. It's absolute doom sand. There it was, terrible doom sand.
I'm trying to find a good picture.
It says that's kind of weird, but that's his gimmick. That's his channel's gimmick. Whatever it is, Neil, you got this, buddy. Yes, for sure. I feel like I'm brave enough to eat the old sports cards gum pack or sports card pack gum. It's just that it's always brick hard, and I got enough cracked teeth. It was bad when it was fresh back in the day. Like it wasn't good even then. And I like one of the comments that they said that I think it was the last video, that gum had seen more that person had. And Zach's like, well, now that I've absorbed that gum into my body, I see all of its memories too. Brian says, yeah, busy weekend. We were prepping house for sale. I forgot about that. Yeah, you're doing all that.
Oh, and who was the girl? Melissa the what?
Melissa, cheerleader Melissa. Who are you showing?
This is Trinity.
Oh, okay, then no. I don't know who that is. Big moment, Brian. You got your house secured yet? Hope the new house has a recording studio, Brian. They're building a new one, so that's right. Good luck, Brian. Are you staying in Long Island? No, he is going to SC.
That girl?
I thought she did some WWE time. That's cheerleader Melissa, I believe, is who David's talking about. Yes, I'll have a man cave space. And then he says going to South Carolina. Bottom tier says we built ours a little over a year ago. After losing a house, we threw the kitchen sink at in negotiations. We gave up on pre-builts. Thank God my father-in-law is a contract lawyer or what? Oh, okay, that's it. We should be entering the house buying area soon, but we'll see. Brian, done with the weather, eh? I believe he has family in that area, don't you, Brian, in South Carolina? So it's kind of a move of convenience / just getting out of the the hustle and bustle of the city or that area. Manny, where exactly do you live? Because you live in the city proper, correct? Got to find out where Manny lives so I can visit one day. Brian, yeah, Zach Collections, yes. And my wife's family is in South Carolina, so getting to move close to them. She's been away from her family for 25 years. Let's see, look at that. Brian's a good guy. You want me to move close to your family? Because you can't stand your family.
I love my siblings. We can move to where George is.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind. I would.
We'll move closer to where my brother is.
I like the weather he sends. The pictures of weather he sends. He lives what, in Tennessee? Where at? Is he close to Knoxville?
I forget what area he's in.
South Carolina is a really nice place, dude. Good luck on the move, man. Yes, for sure, Brian. Good luck on that. Oh, let's see. Oh, Brian, you'll be within 10 hours of 22 and I down here in Bama. Brian's now considering his moving there. He's moving back north. I kid about him, too. I kid. Manning said, I moved from the Bronx and living in Huntington, Long Island, New York. Man alive. He's experiencing real life. Like the stuff we see on TV, that's Manny's world.
We're not really living.
We're not really living. We're living in Podunk, South Texas, where it's hot all the time.
We live in Meth Town.
Yeah, it's pretty bad here. I live in the same city as my parents and in-laws. It's a Oh, I love that bottom chair doesn't have a filter. Like, it's so good.
I don't mind being in the small town. We do have Fanboy Prime's dad. I love his dad so much. Even though he's a grumpy old man, I love him. I don't mind being near him. Except when he used to always call me and show up at the apartment and I wouldn't answer and then he would yell at me. And I never understood until Brandon had to tell me he's checking on you. And I was like, oh, I've never had anybody check in on me. So it's foreign. It's foreign to me.
Neil collects says Arkansas is real life. Oh, wait. At Bottom Two Collector, yes. Legion, Ty Lodge, Southpaw Brad, the Comic Viking, all in. Man alive. Because I live in Texas, the other Texas people that live nearby are hours away. Like, I got to drive, what, 5 or 6 hours if I want to go see Cody. If I want to go up and see J80 Hobbies, it's about the same. If I would want to go see Trev, that's a little bit longer.
You could take a plane.
Oh, I do have that one. What's his name? Rome's guide. He's in Corpus, so I guess it's not bad. But like the guys that hit my live stream, like it's gonna be a trip. It's gonna be a trip to go see them, visit them. Brian says that Manny and I are like 20 minutes from each other. So does that mean like you guys are like a mile away from each other, but it takes 20 minutes because you know how long a New York minute is? Arkansas is real life. Oh, sick. Pass on that downstate New York area for me. I'll stick with the nice western area. I need to get out of South Texas. I don't know that I want to leave Texas, but moving up like to North Texas, I think would be nice for me. Like around outskirts of Dallas, I think. Somewhere around there. We need Brian's take on Spidey Miles. Brian says his in-laws are great. Bottom Tier Collector says, I've got to see Fanboy Prime's dad's pics next to a photo of Tito Santana. I'll try to take care of that for next time. We could show that off. So excited to be near them. My father-in-law is a Marine and retired LA police captain, so it started rough, but I won them over. Like Los Angeles police captain or Louisiana police captain? I'm guessing LA. Got a jet, folks. See you later. Take a moment to honor the men and women that made the ultimate sacrifice, one for the homies. Yes, docs, for sure. For sure. I think I saw, was it X11 Bravo? Somebody posted a thing on Instagram that said, and it wasn't their post, they were sharing someone else's, but it said something like, if you're wondering how you honor the fallen today, the way to do that is you've got to, when you go to bed at night, think, did you live your life as an American in a way that would be worthy of the sacrifice of those men? I thought that was a good point. My wife considered Florida, Texas, and South Carolina, but we decided to stay in New York despite soup-crushing taxes. Well, and I guess you guys got a state income tax. When you want better taxes, come to Texas, but I would not recommend South Texas unless you want to experience dry, humid heat all the time. Yes, for sure. Have a good one, Doc. David, even if I was in a Spider-Man costume, Brian would love it. Oh, despite soul crushing. Did I say that or did I say soup crushing? Soup. I knew what he meant, but I meant to say soul. I see it down here, and I'm like, oh, I probably didn't say the correct one either. David, even if I was in a Spider-Man costume, Brian would love it. And bottom tier says, Neil collects, aren't you and Shane very close? The only one I know of here in Arizona is Madam Blaster. Doc is in Arizona, but I'm not sure where. 25 Perez is here. Hello. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're having a good weekend. No, we are in the suburbs. Gotcha. I live 3 miles from Shane. There you go. See, I knew it was close. Good day, Doc. David, I thought Trev was in Arizona. No, Trev is in Texas. It's just so far from me, it doesn't seem like Texas. You know what, Neil? You're right. The time I visited Arkansas, it wasn't bad. Gary B lives probably less than 20 minutes away from me, but we still haven't randomly run into each other. Yes, Los Angeles. Okay, yes, that probably was a tough job to win over. I thought Trev was somewhere else. Yeah, he's around. I don't want to say around Dallas, but you could say that if you're looking at a map of Texas, it's kind of in that area. But Fanboy, if you move to Tennessee, I have family there. Well, there you go. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. It's kind of hard to move Ollie away, but we'll see. Neil collects. I feel like Arkansas was like Alabama was before the space tech and military boom that's going on down here in the last 3 to 5 years. How do you guys not visit the same stores, Zach? Yes, state income tax and property taxes are bad. Where we live, this little town, and I'm sure like you guys would be like, well, that's no big deal. It has the property taxes are getting crazy, and it's not something to look forward to as far as us getting a house. But it is what it is, I guess. Zach says, bottom tier collector, I've been out of the comic game for so long. I know exactly what shop he goes to, and I really need to get back into comics more. Careful going down that rabbit hole. Careful. Because those comics don't have gum in them that you can chew. So Trev lives in Texas, and he's not a Cowboys fan. I'm so impressed. But he is a Chiefs fan who were originally based out of Dallas. So I'm thinking he has family, and that's how it grew. Because the Chiefs were originally the Dallas Texans, I think. So there's that Dallas-Kansas City connection.
As long as it's not the Dallas Cowboys.
My property taxes are $11,000 a year. I don't even make $11,000 in a year. Well, that's not true, but that's insane, Brian. That's insane.
Yes.
Bottom tier says, "Wait, Family Prime, you considering moving to Tennessee? I'm like maybe an hour to the Tennessee state line. You can get to Nashville in 2 hours." I'll say this: we're not actively looking to move, but a change in scenery would be nice. Would you say that? Would you say that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Exactly. Yep. Brian, with $11,000 taxes, I wouldn't be able to buy comics. I'd be. But I'm sure where you know your pay kind of scales for that. I would hope, but I don't know. It's crazy.
Or you have OnlyFans.
Oh, that Brian has an OnlyFans. He wears Spider-Man clothes and Spider-Man related outfits. When Fanboy realizes Lady Prime is late for work, I'm going to watch that Marvel video of yours, Zach.
There's no time frame.
The office is closed. She's just going to go clean. But yeah, we'll go ahead and put a stop to this stream. Thank you guys. You made Monday fun. I really didn't think anybody was going to show up, given that it is a 3-day weekend. Given that it is, it's crazy. Yes. Zach says, I really wish I would have grabbed more than one box each of those Marvel series. For sure. I'm upset that I did not buy more of the Marvel Universe series. Like I bought boxes when Ollie was first born, when you could still get boxes for $20, $30, $40. And now it's ridiculous, like Marvel Universe Series 1 and 2. Because I did not get to complete my Marvel Universe Series 3 and my Marvel Universe Series 4, but I wanted to buy boxes to do it, and now it's I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see if I go back down that route. I'm waiting for the card game to just go into another a decline, so I can buy those things, but I don't know. Zach, I'm here for the sports cards. Don't feel pressured into comics. David says, great show, Fanboy Prime and Lady Prime. Have a great day, all. Yes, and so, David, we'll do the wrestling, the 2 matches we talked about. Once again, the plan is next Monday we're going to examine Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero from Halloween Havoc 1997, whether it was a good or a great match. And then we're going to look at Diamond Dallas Page versus Goldberg, Halloween Havoc 1998. Was it a good or great match? So we'll talk about that next week, David. But thank you all. And let me run through the comments before we leave. I wanted to get back into it for a while and get into the comment community here, really reinforce it. Well, that's good. That's good. I've got to tell you, for like the last 2 years, I've only been into getting back issues. I recently started getting new books, but I'm kind of limiting myself on that. I'm still more of an old school collector. Have a great rest of your day. Back to the chores. Yes, everybody have a great day. Get back to your chores. And once again, reiterate what Doc said. Keep in mind the reason for the holiday. True passion will always be cards. Fantastic. Thank you, Cody, for being here. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody being here. Appreciate everybody offering their support and their love. Great life as always. Good to see Lady Prime as always. Bonnecher says, I'm putting DDP Goldberg on right after this. I'll save opinions for next Monday. Fantastic. Guys, have a great one, and let's let Baby Boy send us out.
Video. Say thank you for watching. Subscribe.
Bye.
Say
Bye. See you next time.